Yeah, so we have 119, I believe, science theories. Two of them are tactics, so not really. We'll say 117, but I've developed a lot of gear, a lot of equipment, things like that. There's tons of different things. It's not all military tech, but it is mainly military tech because, well, the times. There is a war on. Obviously, yes, it is going to progress, and I already know why. I mean, I've already looked into all that. So, despite what the news says and what obviously either side says, it was always going to progress. So it doesn't really seem to matter what we do there because there's a bit more to it than what the media are reporting. And obviously, that's obvious because of what happened in 2014. But it doesn't really matter. The fact is, they're killing people. So any other reason would have been well wrong because I mean they could leave, right, and they've killed a lot of them so far. They don't have to kill them all, do they? Right, and obviously 2014 thing wasn't even them. So um, yeah, I mean, if you know anything about software engineering and software architects, you could probably find it. I mean, the information was deleted after I found it, but I did find it. I've also saved it, so I have that still. But the reason is irrelevant because obviously they attacked and then they keep attacking and they just keep killing people. Like in 2022, for instance, you know those first seven cities when the real invasion began. Well, those first seven cities they had 5.2 million people as a populace. The fertility rates back then were higher because it was pre-war at that point, so they were quite high fertility rates. So yeah, anyway, yeah, the first seven cities leading up to Mariupol. We've listed it as a lot less, but we also said that the entire city was wiped out. Now we don't say a city has been wiped out unless the population is dead, whether that's fighting men or people, right? We don't say wiped out unless wiped out is what happened. So that's 5.2 million people dead, and we're reporting it as a few hundred thousand or a few thousand or something like that, but those figures aren't accurate. I can say that because the military term for wiped out means all life, because we don't count infrastructure. We're not cold bastards, despite the way we're acting as people at the moment. They're also shit posting 24/7. So the military term for wiped out is to do with life, not infrastructure. So it basically means it's a lot of dead people just in 2022. The war's gone on a lot longer now. Yes, they're better defended because they've got gear from us, and yeah, but the Baltics still aren't. Estonia only have, I think, 3,000 men or so. They've moved more people up, but it's still not really well defended. Russia have got millions of people. They can potentially recruit millions of soldiers or millions of soldiers, but yeah, I mean, there's a few hundred thousand to defend the Baltics versus millions, and the millions are a lot larger. Also, if the Baltics fall and Ukraine fall, the EU will starve because they make a lot of their food. America are self-sufficient, but even they can't supply the EU and UK long term, not with the amount of food they're going to need. So you'll starve if you don't defend these people. Just highlighting a couple of basic things which you can use logic to determine yourselves because a lot of the food comes from the Baltics.